What's up everyone, my name is Mike and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about a beginner's guide for VeVe users. Everything that you need to know, especially when you're just starting out on VeVe to get going on this platform, things that you need to know to help you through this all. And even if you're not a VeVe beginner, this might help you with certain things that you may find throughout this video, so let's get into this. Okay, first off, when you are starting out with VeVe, you're going to have to set up an account, and that's an email, password, two-factor authentication with a phone number, and it's quite easy to just get started and to set up an account. And once you've done that, you will see a screen that looks like this, and it's got 5 different menus. You've got the store, collection, feed, market, and profile all there. And the store will start with, and this is where you are going to find all future drops and past drops. You can see the list of past drops and go back as far as you want. Click on them and find out the information from that drop, what collectibles were dropped, and the rarities, edition numbers, and everything that you want to find out about those past drops and collectibles. But for future drops, this is where you're going to come, and you're going to click on the drop that you see there on the screen, and it'll bring you to where that is being dropped and where you can purchase that. So you have to go into the screen and see that counting down timer and get ready to hit buy now. On the screen, you can see the different collectibles that are being purchased and how it is being dropped. You can either get a blind box drop, or that's the drop that's going to be happening, a blind box, essentially a bunch of different collectibles in a series, and you will be getting a random one if you win that drop. If it's a single collectible, it is not a blind box, you're just going for that specific collectible. And if it's a comic, it's more of a blind box format as well. And with a blind box, but not for comics specifically, but for collectibles specifically in a blind box, you are going to see the buy now pop up in between. You will be notified, and the menu just above that. There's a little space there that you can click as fast as you want, and that's where that buy now will come up, and you'll be able to purchase that blind box in there. If you don't get it, every 4 minutes there will be a rebound. And what that is anybody that got the drop but didn't have enough gems and didn't get them loaded up in time, it will actually re-released to everyone else every 4 minutes. So if you are able to get a rebound, that's when you should be clicking that buy now every 4 minutes on the minute to try to get those rebounds when they come available. If your buy now has gone to sold out, you'll have to refresh at that 4 minute mark and hope that you get that buy now back and then click it. And that's a little bit harder thing to do, but it's kind of random whether or not you'll still have that buy now button or if it'll go to sold out following that drop when it goes down to 0, and if you got it or did not get it. It's actually really important that you have the gems ready to go in your wallets, because if you get the drop, you do have the chance to load up the gems afterwards. But for the most part, I haven't heard anybody having good luck with this. With how much their servers are under load during this point in time, it takes a long time for you to load up the gems, and you only have 180 seconds to be able to load up the gems and get that drop. So if you got the drop, make sure you had the gems ready to go, as opposed to waiting to get the drop and then trying to add gems during that wait. You will lose out on that collectible, and that's really important to know. When it comes to getting comics or other single collectibles, you can click buy now really fast and line it up with the error message you see, and you can just click as fast as you can leading up to that countdown when it's going to be dropped. And that's a good way to try to get those collectibles that are single collectibles or comics, and to be as fast as you can with tapping that. It's not foolproof, but what you can do is, instead of that, is wait for that buy now to go down to 0 and then click it, timing it perfectly. If that's a better technique to you, it's good to just try everything and anything to be able to get drops. When it comes to adding gems, we're gonna go over to the profile, and there will be your profile picture, which you can change. You can change a bunch of different settings in the settings tab that we're not gonna quite get into. And then the gems, where you can get more gems. It'll link up to whatever credit card you have set up in your Apple Store, your App Store, or your Google Play Store, whatever that might be. That's where you will be charged. So make sure that you have that linked appropriately, that it's not expired or anything like that. A couple things of note on this screen is that you can change your profile to private or to public if that's what you want, as well as you can go to My Files and delete all downloaded files. This will speed up your phone just a little bit for those drops to make sure your phone is as fast as possible. If that's what you want to do, you can always download them later. On your profile file, you can see all the numbers of collectibles that you have, numbers of comics, the numbers of full sets that you have there, as well as the number of followers, and you can see all the people that you follow as well on this screen. There's a spot for promo code, which we don't actually know what that is used for just yet, but if we do by the time of this, it'll be in the description below, as well as your QR code. So if somebody is sending you a collectible, they will need that QR code, or if they're sending you gems, whatever it might be, you can click on that QR code, take a screenshot, and send it over to them when you are playing with your vault or whatever that might be. And speaking of vault, we can go over to collection, and this is your vault. This is where you can then display your collectibles and play with them in there. You can resize them, change them around, put them in different formats, as well as use this to see which collectibles you have, see which comics you have, read your comics if that's what you want to do as well. A bunch of different things that you can do in your collection vault that can definitely be of service to you. You can take pictures of your collectibles. You can do whatever you want that you wish there in that vault. Also on the collection tab, you can play with your collectibles by just clicking on them and clicking the play button and being able to move them and manipulate them as you see fit there, as well as see the different information that goes along with your collectible. And at the bottom, you can see my wish list. This is where actually you've hit the bookmark on a certain collectible and it's been added to your wish list. You can find everything that you've added to your wish list on that screen there. The feed is still in its early stages, I would say, as you can just type in some status updates or add pictures that you've taken from your vault or certain collectibles. It's a good way to network with other people there if that's what you wish, like other people's comments, or even follow other collectors on the VeVe platform. When it comes to getting news about drops that are coming up, it is helpful to follow VeVe on Twitter. That's where they will typically announce when a collectible is coming out or what the brand is that is being launched. You do not typically get the collectibles that are going to be launched in that series, but you'll see one collectible typically with the character and what the brand is that is being launched. For example, Pixar, we saw Woody's face and a Pixar Friends and the Pixar Pals logo, telling us that we're going to get a Pixar drop and the date and time associated with that drop. Now, shortly after that, they'll release a Medium article on which collectibles are being dropped in that. So it's good to also follow them on Medium and check back every once in a while to see what the edition numbers are that are going to be of that collectible, the rarities, the list price of those, and any other information that you really want to know about that, including FA, FE, or CE. FA refers to first appearance. It's the first appearance of that character as a collectible in the VeVe platform, but FE refers to the first appearance of that character as an object or an item in the VeVe platform. So if we see a card with a Daisy Duck on it, this is where we'll see a first edition of Daisy Duck. But if Daisy Duck appears on another card in that lenticular format, it is no longer an FE, only that initial drop is the FE of that character. But we can still see Daisy Duck as a first appearance as a collectible, as we saw with the Golden Moments, or we could even see Daisy Duck on a poster and still be an FE of Daisy Duck on a poster. We just won't get Daisy Duck again in an FE on a lenticular card. And CE is the con exclusive. So if there's a Comic-Con drop of a specific character, that is a con exclusive. But if it's a first appearance of that character or an FE of that character, then we will actually see it being an FA or FE, not a CE. Rarities range from common to secret rare, being common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and secret rare. When it comes to collectibles, especially with Marvel characters, you usually see ultra rare and secret rare being animated and the rest being just static images. And obviously the edition numbers from common to secret rare decrease over that time, with commons being the largest amount of edition numbers for a collectible and secret rare being the lowest. And this provides some scarcity, so secret rares are obviously the most valuable when it comes to them on the secondary market. And when it comes to that secondary market, typically the market closes 30 minutes before every drop and 30 minutes after every drop, with a bit of give and take there with that. And when it comes to purchasing in the aftermarket, you will go to that market tab and you will see collectibles and comics there that you can click on and purchase. Now you can either purchase them with the buy now or with an auction. And with the auction, if you list it or if you're trying to purchase one in the auction, it's a 24-hour listing. So there's a 24-hour window for you to place a bid, or if you're selling via auction, people have 24 hours to place bids on that. Once the auction is over, the highest bidder has 24 hours to make and complete that purchase with their gems. If they do not, or if you do not, then I think you're banned about 3 days from purchasing in the aftermarket in general. And it just helps with reducing the amount of people that are just putting in bids that are skyrocketing and having no intention of actually purchasing it, and really just screwing over the seller in that case, and any buyers as well. When it comes to buy now, you can actually sort them from lowest to highest, or edition numbers, or many different ways to sort those collectibles from that. And then you can click on the collectible, see its edition numbers and everything, and then click buy now if you want to. Now you also have to have the gems already loaded up to be able to purchase that. You can't click buy now and then load up gems. So you have to go back to your profile, load up the gems, and make sure that you go back to that collectible and then purchase it. On the market tab, you can also go into the different brands that are available through VeVe to be able to sort that way, or just click on collectibles and just randomly go through collectibles. Same thing with comics. You can go through the different comics that are available and scroll through them as well. As you can see, most comics have a series of common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, and secret rare that goes along with them. So click on the comic that you're interested in, see the different ones, and the number associated on top right of each of those is the amount of listings that are available for each comic. Helps you understand how much supply is out there compared to other comics. And same thing goes for collectibles as well. On that same tab, the market tab, you can also see your listings. If you're selling any of your collectibles, it'll all be available there by clicking on that and seeing which ones you're listing, as well as any of your bids that you have out on certain auctions. It'll all be available on that top window. If you want to sell one of your collectibles or comics, you would go to your collection tab. You would click the info button on the bottom right of that collectible, and then you can see that you can sell in market or transfer. Sell in market, you can click, and you can either set it as an auction or set it as a buy now. In the auction, you will have a chance to set the auction price that you want to start at and confirm details as you see fit with that. If you hit buy now, you will also see the floor price with that collectible, and you'll also be able to set what you want to set yours as in the market afterwards. And then when it comes to transferring, you can type in the handle of that person's username or scan the QR code, whatever is easier to be able to go ahead with that transfer and initiate that. Typically after a drop, not all collectibles have been delivered immediately. So when that market opens, the supply is really low, but the demand is really high. So you have a chance, if you got your collectible delivered, to list it at a really high price. You maybe even, if you want that collectible, to then get in at a lower price. When more collectibles have been delivered to those that got the drop and the supply increases to catch up with that demand in the aftermarket, to be able to see how many collectibles have been delivered, you would go back to the store screen, click on the collectible, and then go down and click on the collectible that you want to see from that blind box drop or from the comics, whatever it might be, whether that's the common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, or secret rare. And you can see how many editions are remaining in that. So it would say the amount of editions remaining of the total amount of editions for that specific collectible. And if that's not at 0 yet for that first number, there's still collectibles to be delivered for that specific collectible. When it comes to edition numbers, the lower edition numbers, the better. So if you have an edition number in the hundreds, so like a 3-digit edition number, that's actually much more sought after than one that's in the tens of thousands, and obviously thousands being that mid-range. So it's important to note that if you get a low edition number, it should actually list higher than what the floor price is based on the demand for that. So low edition numbers are definitely sought after, even if it's a common, whatever it might be, because you could have a common low edition number, and those low edition numbers do add value to those collectibles and comics. If you want market trends, if you want prices charted out for you, you can go to Ecomi Wiki. That's in the link in the description of this video. This is a paid product for you to be able to see the trends and be able to see historical prices of these collectibles and comics. Helps out a little bit, especially if you're really getting into VeVe. That's it for this video. This is once again a very beginner's guide to getting started with VeVe. I hope this really helped you in any way, shape, or form. If it has, give this video a like. That really helps me get this video out there into more people's eyes and ears. Comment below anything that you think I missed that would really help out some beginners. Let's get that discussion going in the comment section. That really helps as well. Like this video if you found it helpful for whatever reason. That really helps me, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more VeVe content. Thank you so much for